Hello everyone, my name is Natalia Lauk and today I will be recording a play-along tutorial for Fantasy Bossa by Christopher Norton. You can find this piece on page 50 and 51, level 7 of Royal Conservatory Celebration Series. So this piece is beautiful, filled with rich harmonies, really warm, very summery, like a breeze, but it's tricky rhythmically. If you've never played jazz before, if you, let's say, you've even heard jazz before, that's going to be pretty tough to master. But after a while, everything is going to get easier, okay? So this piece is about syncopation. What is syncopation? So here's the straight rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So the bossa rhythm moves around those 1, 2, 3, 4s like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. So there's a lot of so-called offbeat playing, right? So you have to be prepared, and the most important, you have to be flexible, right? In order to play those syncopas. So for example, if you start with the left hand, make sure not to lock yourself, not to hold yourself down for the dotted note. So basically, instead of playing 1 and 2 and like trying to move on the end, you should play 1 and 2. On 2, your hand goes up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So this is the template for left hand, and we're starting really slow. So the performance tempo is 120 to 132 per quarter note. We're starting like 60. Okay, let me actually get into my metronome just to get this feeling. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, good. So I'm gonna play both hands together. You go ahead and follow first with the left hand. Okay, establish, because the rhythm in the left hand repeating. Once you get it down, it's gonna be much easier to put right hand over that. Okay. 1 and 2 and ready and go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. chord's supposed to be dry, like this. It actually says pianissimo and dry. Sorry for keeping pedal over that. So the last measure would be the last two measures, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Ah, such a tasty little piece. So before we go on with a faster tempo, again, my advice for learning all those syncopas, all those rhythms, so be prepared to be flexible, okay? So, for example, if you're practicing left hand, again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, the non-legato touch. Right hand, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay, and one thing to pay attention to, so kind of tricky thing. If you look at measure 41 on the second page of the piece, like kind of in the middle of the page. So measure 41, if you look at your left hand, it says your fifth finger is supposed to play the whole note, and then the rest of the fingers kind of supposed to play all of that. So I don't recommend holding the pinky down. Although it says the whole note, use the pedal to carry this sound over like this. Then drop it, just literally drop it, don't play it. Don't hold it, I mean play it, but don't hold it. So drop it. Do you see how it's still ringing? Just make sure to ring it like a bell. And then just proceed with the playing the rest with the left hand. So instead of holding it like this, it's very awkward. So your fifth finger is going to hurt if you do. And the same thing is going to happen in left hand in measure 42 when you have to do this. So again, you just kind of ring the bottom note, and then you just let it go. Don't hold it. It's visually confusing. Like it's a half note. I mean, it's a whole note. I have to hold it. So the same thing in the next measure when you have to play this on the first beat, like F and D, and then on the second beat, just move your hand over 1 and 2. So it's almost like in a dance you would do a big, not a jump exactly, but you would just move to another place suddenly. So don't try to stretch over the two places. Don't stretch. Stay on one and move to another at the same time. So that's what it is about. So don't try to. So don't hold it. 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Well, okay, let's give it a try. I assume you practiced, you already mastered your slower tempo. And now we're going to move on to something quicker, okay? So more bossa nova-like, more bossa-like. Let's see, do we want to do? We probably don't want to do the performance tempo, yes, but we're going to move it to 90, okay? 90 is kind of medium between very slow tempo and the performance tempo, happy medium. Okay. So in this case, your eighth notes are gonna run like this, okay? So remember, don't hold them down. 1, 2, and ready, and go. 1 and 2, and 3, and 4, and 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 1 and 2, and I just paid attention to the last two bars, and it says senza pedale. So no pedal, senza. So basically the last, oh, it's such a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay. So remove the pedal, no pedal on the last one. Well, in this tempo it sounds even more attractive, right? It starts dancing a little bit more. So what else to pay attention to? To voicing again towards the melody. In this case, again, it's in the top voice most of the time, but sometimes it's not actually. So let's say in this tricky measure 40, 41, 42, 43, you have this interesting echo of melody going on between, like imitation between right and left hand. So right hand starts in a middle voice actually, left hand. So listen to those. It's like girl's voice and boy's voice coming and interrupting each other. And then it comes again to the top voice. But same thing actually happens in measure 48, in the middle voice. So your pinky should sound, but your melody is supposed to be more present than your pinky, right? Because it's kind of in the middle voice. Okay, assume you practice in a medium tempo as well. And we're gonna try the performance one. We're gonna try the lowest performance tempo, 120. Yaka tika dum baba dee dum da dum da dum. And before we start, I want to also bring your attention to the right hand touch sometimes. So mostly it's a legato, but sometimes the phrasing. Look at the phrasing, how it goes. Do you see the slur underlining first 3 beats, and then you have a break in the slur. So the shape is na da dee da da dee da da. It's this. So those little breaths. So remember, ends of the slurs are usually kind of breaths in the melody, like breath. And again, pay attention to measure 3. Look at that. Okay, I lost the count. Tika 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 yada dee da dum ba da dee da. Okay, let's see if I can do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. good luck with this piece. It's gonna take time. So listen just to that a lot, and I would really try to start with a very slow tempo to get your body into this rhythm. Good luck again, and I'll hope to hear you playing that.